buddy. Keep doing what you're doing, Jim. I'm really proud of you, bro. Is it working okay? Hey Seth, hope you're well. Saying now drop frames 910. This is a good start. Sick as a dog today. Hey Joe Chugs, have you been chugging? Right, let me just check what this internet speed is doing. I'm plugged in, so in theory it should be okay. Just move some things away from the router. See if that helps. Right, I hope you're doing well. Have any of you got an NXR Rockman, by the way? Hey, creative guitarist. Hey, Joel. Cool. I'm playing guitar, cool. We're in B major if you want to play along. See if we can get it. Deluxe Reverb reissue. That's kind of been my favourite out of the last however long I've had one. Hey Steve, so if you guys haven't checked out Steve Cassidy, he's Scottish, but that's not his fault, it's just where he was born. He has a YouTube channel you should check out if you're into sort of gear demos and stuff like that. Jim, you didn't actually buy any sauce, so it's not possible. Now watch Jim block him. Jim thinks of himself as a chaotic neutral. He's not. He's chaotic evil. He's just good-natured with it. It's a good question, Charles. So I have the Fender Standard as well, right upstairs. I don't know, I've got guitars that are far more rolled than this, guitars that are maybe a bit less. Like one edge is actually maybe a little bit more rolled than the other. I don't know, it's hard to kind of get across in a video necessarily, but there aren't necessarily super sharp edges or anything. So it's not just marketing, but at the same time, I wouldn't say it's the most. I don't know. Maybe it is rolled, but it's not the most drastic sort of roll. I wonder how long it actually takes to roll the fretboard edges of a guitar as well, to be fair. But I think it's a really, really nice looking guitar. And plays really well too. My only complaint, like I said in the video, is that the neck is a little on the thin side. And then I saw there were some comments from folks that were not too keen on the idea that they're chambering their guitars, which I have no idea what this would weigh if they didn't chamber it, and I'm not sure how they chamber it. It does sound like there's something hollow underneath here. Do you know what I mean? Like it sounds like maybe that bit there. Maybe it's kind of like a swimming pool, but a bit extra. That was a thing that some people were kind of not very enthralled with the idea of. I personally would, I think, rather have a slightly chambered guitar than a really heavy one. But with this particular cut of wood, I feel like it would have been pretty light anyway. As it is, this is like way under £7. I don't know, what do you reckon? It's the Fender Player 2, so it's Mexican, by the way. That's cool. Anyway, feel free to share your opinion in the chat. I haven't seen the first America, it's the one at the bottom. Sergey has built a parts caster telly with Palonia body and Fishman Fluence telly pickups. That's a pretty light wood, right? I saw someone had put up, I can't remember if it was, maybe David Beebe shared a guitar that had been made with that Palonia stuff, and it was like under £5 or just over £5, and it's kind of like, that's crazy. I think there is like a sweet spot where you'd imagine that at that sort of weight you get things like neck dive and stuff, maybe. I did ask the people that I bought it from, Project Music in Exeter, if anyone's local, if they could think of a guitar built by Fender that was better value for money. So I'm not saying it's the best Fender guitar they make, but in terms of like bang for buck, I think it's far better than the standard. And then the American stuff, I think you have to pay quite a bit more. And I'm not necessarily sure you get a much better guitar for the money, but other people, please let me know. It was a real spur of the moment thing yesterday, Chris, so I just got in the car and jumped down to Project Music. Because I felt like I'd been sort of a bit negative on the Fender Standard, and I wanted something to be positive about for Fender. So I went with this because I thought, actually, respect where it's due. Cosmic J says retail therapy ? I wouldn't say retail therapy for me. I sort of saw this as like an important thing for the channel in some ways. Because it just felt like I was bagging on Fender for no massively great reason. So Crits, where are you based? I'm going to guess you're going to either be Cornwall way or well, actually, that would be like what, like Launceston or somewhere like that, 45 minutes. Or you're going to be like maybe Taunton. Plymouth, close enough, innit? Launceston. I was way off. You've got one good shop in Plymouth, right? The Gibson BFG, isn't that Gary Moore? The thing with the pickups is that it really is noticeable for me personally when I play them side by side, like in a video clip or whatever. It does sound like I've got the treble kind of rolled off. Do you know what I mean? Or, you know, like a bit more blankety. Even though I'm not someone who loves the brightest sounds in the world, like I kind of like the guitar to be fairly bright. BFG is a Doom weapon, but I think it was also a Gary Moore signature guitar, the Gibson. I think. Could definitely be wrong on that. The classic players, so this is something I've kind of got a thought on, like, did the Mexican sort of factory have a golden era when they were sending, is it Chris Fleming down to Ensenada? There was the Millionaires Costa thing that we brought together earlier, Jim. That's not a flex, it's a goal. What am I saying? Anyway, yeah, that Chris Fleming era, I think, with the Baja tellies and the sort of custom shop designed, I think maybe that one's a really good era. But also the road worn, those early ones, I think those are pretty good. I've not played like a classic player, but there was a classic player Nitro run as well, right? So I think there have been some really good eras, but I think like the Player series where they jumped to the Pau Ferro and stuff like that, I think that was maybe a little bit of a darker era, and now the Player 2 seems to have just been righting some of those wrongs, which seems to be sort of what Fender quite like to do. I guess it gives a reason for people to move from the original Player series. They weren't using rosewood. They didn't have rolled fretboard edges. Those are some of the differences. I'm not sure if they had like an ash body. And are these tuners improved from them as well? They might be. Pascal has just chimed in from Germany to tell you my tone playing is awesome. Thanks very much for the kind words. I hope there's something for you to check in on for the videos. At least not a total waste of your time. Yeah, I remember Pau Ferro was on Stevie Ray Vaughan's guitars as well, wasn't it? I think. I just think maybe there's like a feeling that Fender probably shouldn't deviate from the norm unless there's a good reason to, which to me would be like what a Fender Ultra or something like that. I was going to maybe do a video about what I'd like to see Fender do, because the only thing for me is that at the cheaper end, you get a guitar like this, which is like almost perfect, but the neck's just like a little bit skinny. I mean, maybe the Fender Vintera neck would be the one that would suit me better. I don't know. Anyway, there was a question further up. Charles had an American Vintage 257 for a bit, but the quality, what was wrong with the quality? And the thick, gooey neck was no good. So I got sent one of those 57s, which I was super grateful for. But obviously, there were a couple of things that I, showed in videos. I don't know whether that did me any favors long term. But there was like a little bit of sort of lacquer missing from the top of the headstock, and I felt like the neck pocket gap was a little bit on the sloppy side. And the guitar was like just under £8, so I felt like a little bit on the heavy side for $2,000. Now it turns out that that's what most Fenders I think that I see when I'm looking around at the moment tend to be around that. And I guess that is a response to that, why they're chambering these. Right. Could you show some interesting exercises on how to practice triads? I would say spread them. Not like that. So those were mostly spread triads. So that's one area that sounds really good. Sorry, right. What am I doing? Right. I'm going to take off my capo for a minute. How heavy was that Strat, Seth? So. So that's my major triads. So what I would do in G major would be to practice that on the chord 1, 4 and 5. And then group your minor triads for the same stuff. So we're now looking at E minor, A minor or B minor. So E minor. Then that's E minor in first inversion, and that's E minor in second inversion, and then A minor, B minor, and then start to join these things up. So if I was to play through the scale, let's try this. G, B minor, C, D, E minor, F. Smell from the case. I'm hearing sometimes, people talk about QC issues and stuff like that. I don't know, how many guitars do you have to try from a company before you get some sense of their QC? Is a question, because obviously I'm someone who does a demo with like one guitar. It's kind of difficult to really get any sense in it with just one. Right, so now we can move through the scale in inversions. So start, so this is G in first inversion, then that's A in first inversion, B minor, C in first inversion, F sharp, G, D in first inversion, E minor in first inversion, and on the way up. Does that make sense? Then we could do the same thing in second inversion. So we then start on the D for G major. So then we get a C, then we get a D, then we get an E. So we're moving through triads there. And then sort of do kind of voice leading through spread triads. So like if you had a chord progression that went from E minor to C to D, try and do them within the same part of the fretboard. Try that around. That sort of thing. Just play the damn guitar, bro. I'm trying. Says hi. Then the other thing is that I think there are people like John Mayer who use triads really tastefully in contexts like that. So just practice doing that sort of thing. It can be a really good thing to play as a second guitarist, or if you're building loops. So let's just use some triads here. Right, any other questions, feel free to use. So G sharp minor, E, this is B in first inversion, then we're going to G sharp in second, and then E. Then we're going to move up. And then what? Like that. So the kind of just spread triads, I think, would be where I'd spend a bit of time if you're finding like just the sound of like your basic. I think those have a bit of a twee, maybe sound sometimes. Just play the damn guitar, bro. If you want to send me an email, I could try and get that one transcribed for this month on Patreon. If you think that's a good one, just shoot me an email if you seriously think it's worth doing. I think that's a good thing to practice with the triads. The other thing is to do this kind of thing where you're playing, this is quite a jazzy. So that's kind of just ascending through the major scale with triads. Another thing we could do is go up, come down the next one. And then opposite. Okay, does that make any sense? I've got I'll think of some other things, but I'll talk. And then another idea is to practice ascending in like the other sort of scale position. So if I'm still thinking B major, if you do those triads like in each sort of part of the neck, see what I mean? Like that's not particularly easy. I'm doing major sevenths there, aren't I? Or seventh chords. No, I'm not. That makes sense? And then a thing I use all the time, instead of a spread triad, you see me using these all the time, which are like ninth spread triads. So instead of the third, if that was E major, I would go, so it's like root, fifth, 9. And then that makes that work on the root, on the second, on the fourth, on the fifth, on the sixth. I use that all the time. Feel free to keep dropping stuff in the chat. I'll try and respond. If anyone is getting anything particularly useful out of this, do feel free to drop a super chat or whatever. But, you know, you don't have to do that at all. I'm just going to set a goal here, which is, yeah, I'll host a Q&A session. No, what will I actually do? I don't know. I'll do something. Start goal. Anyway, yes. So those are some ideas of what you could do around triads. And these ideas are maybe to be practiced so that hopefully at some point they come out in your playing unconsciously. I think that's what we should be aiming for in general, if we're improvising players at least. So you're not necessarily thinking all the time, right, I'm going to be going for this and this and this and targeting this and this and this, but try and work these kind of concepts into your solos and see what happens, or certainly into your ambient chord playing. Let's just try a bit of it. They also stack really well. So this is a B triad working over the root. It also is going to work over chord 6, and it's going to work over chord 4. So these are not things where you have to change necessarily with the chord. And watch what happens again. Hey, Akiva. Okay, so here's a question. Joe says, do you have any bids on using an EQ before the amp, in between and after the cab to get a better lead tone? So with the Helix, an IR is non-linear. So in theory, the difference between having an amp before and after the cab shouldn't make a difference, is what I've been told. So EQ before an amp or EQ after a cab is the two things that I'll deal with. Personally, I think, for me, I tend to think that if I'm EQing too much, as someone who's not an expert on EQ, that I'm maybe better off tweaking something else. So I tend to, in my presets, not be EQing a crazy amount. Like all I really end up doing most of the time, Ruben, can you get down please, bud? There's a dog on the table. What I tend to be doing is like a high cut in the cab, which there have been some recent videos kind of implying that that's maybe the wrong tool for the job, but if it gets the tone that you're after, a high cut in the cab in the Helix is really simple and can be quite a musical way to EQ stuff, right? and it's certainly more foolproof than some other methods. Ruben, can you get down? Ruben. Anyway, an EQ before I would use to maybe sort of boost certain things, like sometimes you might want to boost some brightness into a fairly dark tone if you wanted like a super stratty sort of sound. Those are some things. Personally, another thing I use an EQ for is in the what am I saying? Is in between the amp and the cab, I stick a low high shelf and boost the lows to get a bit more kind of feel, sort of around 150 hertz. That trick came from Igor, who is an engineer for Line 6 initially, and we were trying to tone match like a Lone Star from the Quad Cortex and a Lone Star in the Helix. It kind of pointed out that there was a bit more low end heft, and so you could EQ that end. Joe Griffiths says, I tend to EQ out 4K and 8K more so, would that get a smoother tone? So if you're using a graphic EQ for that, then it depends on like the Q of those things and all that stuff. So you get like 2 notches, but you might possibly then end up with like without a cut at 5K. So I just tend to just lop off a bit. Yeah, I find like if there is no high cut, like in Neural DSP there wasn't for a while, then I would use that parametric EQ, but I think that's even more aggressive in some ways than a high cut sometimes. So yeah, the Helix cab has a 6 dB per octave cut, so I just take that down or bring it back up. Are you still on the double tone journey or have you moved on? I struggle with getting a good rhythm tone from my Zen Drive type pedals. I love the lead tone. Any suggestions for a better rhythm tone? I'm completely with you on that, Eric. I feel like sort of like a tube screamer is what I think of as part of that Dumble lead tone thing, which is going to sound weird to some people, but the history kind of dictates that it kind of was the Dumble ODS tone, came from a tube screamer into a bassman. And I don't find that a tube screamer necessarily works for me very well with rhythm tones. So personally, I found like the Marshall Governor, Marshall in a box type thing worked quite well for rhythm tones. Nobel's ODR1 can do some really good rhythm tones, but also feels pretty good. Feels pretty good as you back off a bit. Thanks so much, Akiva. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Akiva. I'm bad with names, sorry. Other good rhythm pedals. So Nobel's ODR1 is what's on my board at the moment for rhythm. I've had a JHS Boss Angry Driver. That was really good. Blues Breaker type pedal for rhythm is maybe a bit low gain for me personally. Have you tried the Tonewood amp? I haven't. Little device that you place on the back of your acoustic to amplify your sound with some neat effects. Stephen, I've heard of it, but I've never tried one. I was at the Birmingham Guitar Show on Sunday and walked over to the Yamaha guitar booth and tried out their little loop, trans-acoustic loop guitar, and I'm hopefully going to get to demo one of them at some point. But yeah, for me, my buddy Jake was like, that's a bit of a gimmick. But I find like things like that on a real acoustic guitar, or even like on the carbon fiber guitar that Enya sent me to check out. I think things that get you playing more are really a good thing, and like a looper in an acoustic or some effects that are in an acoustic that get you to feel like, I don't know, you're getting something out of the guitar. I think those are invariably a good thing if they can get you to play more, right? Right, any other questions on stuff? Feel free to, pop into the chat. Do you like Klon type for rhythm? I honestly have never found a Klon pedal that really worked particularly well for me. There's something about that circuit that I just don't dig. I don't know whether it's the type of amps that I'm going into, but no, it just doesn't seem to do it for me. Is there a good local guitar scene where you are? It's not so much culture here, but it's getting bigger. There's a place called the Ship Inn in Lyme Regis, which is pretty cool, where we played there on Saturday. There's not a huge scene where I am. I'm in like a pretty rural area of the UK. So I think maybe if you were nearer to London or Bristol cities, there's probably more of a scene, but not where I am particularly. I've been to Eliat in Israel, by the way. I did a month in the Three Monkeys Hotel there. Do you think the Silver Sky SE or Player 2 Strat is better value? Max, I don't have an answer for you right now. I am hopefully going to have an answer for you by the end of the week in video form. So hopefully that's something that's going to interest a few of you. And I've got, I guess, another question that I'll put to chat if you guys are willing to like sort of chat some stuff through. What do you see as value in a guitar? So, like, I did this video with the Ibanez AZ Standard, which I thought was like a really, honestly, if they'd nailed the guitar, would have been some really impressive specs for the money. No way, I don't know where it was. Do you ever touch the neck middle tone knob on a Strat? I keep these things up all the time. Gene, thank you so much. So, what was the question? Yes, value in a guitar. So there's like specs, right? Which on paper could make a guitar very valuable, but if the end up result isn't necessarily blowing you away because of execution, does that mean that it's a less good value guitar, or does it just mean that that was like an example of a guitar that didn't end up coming together particularly well? Do you know what I'm asking? I don't know. Does anyone have any thoughts on that? So, for instance, this is a really good guitar that ends up coming together quite well versus the Standard, which I felt like actually did end up coming together quite well, but the specs on it were not that impressive on paper, and therefore I kind of perceive it as slightly lower value. Do you keep the trem float? I don't touch the the setup on these guitars as I'm reviewing them. Really like jumper frets on my guitar, Stephen says. Tartan sparkle finish. Playability is super important. Yeah, so playability I think is about execution, right? Thanks for the help with the Tim Meets Phil, an email sent the other day for the FX3. That's for the help with the Tim Meets Phil. Tim Meets Phil. Tim Meets Phil. What am I missing here? And that email you sent me the other day for the FX3. My head's gone. Feel and tone, of course you have to have hands on before. No. Hello again. This is becoming a regular thing. Yes, so my wife teaches just across the road on Tuesdays. Ah, I see. Your middle name's Carl. Now I know who you are. Right. Oh yeah, Tim Meets Phil, of course. Well, that makes sense now. I was in bed sleeping off this late winter call. Nice neck, decent frets, and not too heavy. Pickups can be changed. Exactly. I think for me though, I think I'd quite like the pickups in the guitar to be like an honest attempt at whatever it's trying to be generally. So like just stick in some low output stuff on a Strat. I think wood has to be an element in the value because it's an area where they can cut costs, right? And like Charles says, how good the pickups are, but the specs are really secondary or thirdary. I still think like specs are one key way where a guitar can either be, you know, like if you get like super flame maple and stainless steel frets on a guitar, like that is a way that they're like adding a value proposition, right? I'm gonna let that dog out. Three Monkeys in Elliot won't let me send link note. Yeah, I've been there. I've got a towel from this still, from the presidential suite. As stupid as that sounds. I just scored a pack, 612, feels lovely. I call this one good value. Yeah, those are quite underrated, I think. Just keep this chat going about what value is. I think that's kind of an interesting thing as someone who tries to, you know, give some sort of honest opinions on guitars that I think are good value or not. You know, not to take it was years ago. If you play it enough, it's good value. It was 2015. The towel situation was different back then. Okay. Come back in, Ruben. Around 8 years ago, someone took towels and they took it from my uncle's wages. Well, those are... There was only one towel. Send me your uncle's email, I'll send him some money. So your uncle works there, that's cool. International towel. Yeah. If everything is cut correctly and frets are finished perfectly, then the rest of the value is mostly aesthetic. Right. I think I know who Akiva might be. Unbelievable scenes. I've just been had by Deep Impact. Firmly had. This is what I talk about is chaotic evil. Protest too much there, bruv. questions about stuff. Yes, Sergey, of course, ask your questions. Why is that not working? Ever tried C standard choosing? No. Hamza said, I saw 10S Guitars. It's a Chinese company, but the specs look the same for the price. There's also Artist Guitars, which is a pretty new company. And yeah, what am I saying? Any plans for a Play Like John Corley Truefire course? Someone has, well, we were in talks a little bit, but I didn't think it'd be very easy to actually film one personally. You should. I'm just seeing when that account was started, Jim, which I think happened to coincide with a stream. I feel like it does. Apparently there's dense fog expected in the area, Jim. What video was you talking about avoiding the fourth when doing pentatonic runs? Very interesting. I did it in a video which is sort of pinned maybe recently. Twisted Lines, the Back to Eric Johnson video, very inspirational. I'll take some comparisons to Andy Timmons if that's what's going on. Sergey says, asking, practicing phrases, how are you able to connect the phrase to the context? Can you ask that in some other way? Why do you never play over sad or melodic backing tracks? I'd say I do quite a bit, Hamza. Or do you mean on a stream? I can't play over backing tracks on a stream, but I'd say quite a lot of my intros are fairly sad or hopefully melodic sometimes. Yeah. Let's do something sad now then, shall we? Why don't you hardly ever use a fuzz face, and do you still use the tube driver? The tube driver appeared in the Marshall Plexi video. Something a bit sad. Hey Justin, the AFD, I'm going to do a video, well, at least pointing at it tomorrow for Thursday morning. Sad. Yeah, sad to me is like minor 4. Oh, sorry. Here we go, let's try something sad. Major to me is sadder. Right, hold on. Nothing sadder than a bad loop. I study jazz in my bedroom. Anyway, is that sad enough? Right, there was a question. Eric asked, do you prefer Strats over other styles? Yes. Steve Cassidy, if he's still here, asked me a question at the guitar show, and the answer was Strats. I think for me, the Strat is the best guitar design. Well, you know, my favourite. It's not better than anything else, is it necessarily, except it just is better. It's to me, the most ergonomic feeling guitar. Everything's in its right place. You know, obviously my K-Line's a better guitar than this, but yeah, it's just things are in the right place. It's just a great design, I think, especially for a flute player or whatever he was. And I prefer, hey Felipe, I prefer like Alnico. I can't remember what it is. I think the Lola Dirty Blondes, whatever they are, I think they have a mixture. I think they have 2 which are Alnico 2s, and I think they have an Alnico 5 in the bridge or something like that. So yeah, the K-Line has Dirty Blondes in it, which I think, like I say, is Alnico 2 neck and middle and Alnico 5 bridge, I think. We do. Patreon is the place to get my backing tracks. Basically, you could join for £2 a month if you want. You get all my backing tracks and lessons. Yeah, When She Loved Me is the Toy Story song. If I'm going to play this, someone needs to donate so that I don't miss out on the yes, low output flat poles is exactly right, and I have them fairly low in the guitar. Yes, I think I've also got a tab for this. a good start. It's my wife back. Hey John. Wait. Sorry, that's bad. Anyway, that's the wife, and that's all of the dogs. Cosmic J, there is a PDF on Patreon, so you could just join for like £2 and then swag that off of there. If you search When She Loved Me on there, you'll probably find it. You should learn Jessie by Mother Earth. What is Mother Earth? Right, the info page for my player says that the bridge pickup is Alnico 2, player 1, and neck and middles are Alnico 5. That's interesting, Tim. Currently playing my white Vintera 2. I think the Vintera has a slightly thicker neck, right? What's louder, the dogs or the Fender Deluxe Reverb on 10? There's nothing louder than a Fender Deluxe Reverb on 10, I guess, except than Pro Reverb on 10 or a Marshall Plexi, whatever. David Beebe, there he is. You right, bud? Everyone, welcome David Beebe back to normal life. You have to down the drink if you're going to take it on stream, bro.
What?
You've got to down the drink if you're going to take it.
A whole
down,
water.
you've been told to down it.
ml.
Right, someone donate so that she downs it. Someone donate now, and she'll down it.
I'm not downing.
Otherwise, I'm going to hit her. I'm going to hit her live on stream. Get that drink. Right, get off. Rules are rules, exactly like Jim says.
It's not happening.
Down the drink.
I'm not. I'm already full of water.
Drink it. There's a toilet upstairs. You can use it.
How long are you going to be on this for?
7 years. I'm staying live streaming until
Until what?
incredibly wealthy.
How much have you made? £2?
£22 so far.
No way.
Yeah.
Mm.
We're eating good tonight, babe. Right, someone do it. Jim, $1.99. Right.
I'm
Jim's
not
already
downing.
spent all of his money. Down the drink. Get
I
it.
am not downing all the water.
Have you tried Walrus's new pedal, the Canvas Rehearsal? Bluetooth through it, great practice item and live playing. No, but
I owe Jim $1.99 because I am not
down
doing
it.
this.
Down in
No.
one. Down in one. Do a shoey, drink it out of a shoe. Yeah, you've got a croc somewhere, haven't you? Come on, bro. Anyway, it's
That
true.
was
Last
loads
time
of drinking, and I still got that left.
he was on for 13 years and his legs decomposed. To be fair, last time I was on, there was a guy called Derek. He said, "How long are you going to do this?" And I said, "All night." And he actually checked out before I did, and I was here for 4 hours. Text you the Mother Earth song, dude. All right. I've got his amp in the house. Right. What are you doing?
Just reading the comments.
Well, they're saying awful things about you, mate. Have you downed it?
No, I haven't.
Get it down here. Right, at least finish it.
I can't. There's loads left.
They're going to think you're an absolute soy boy. Get the drink out. Get the drink.
No, it makes me feel sick. It's too much.
Look, John has come all the way from Australia to tell you to drink it out of a shoe, so at least do it.
It's not happening.
Can the
I'm sick.
VHT D50 keep up with Cherrytone Dumble clones? It's pretty good for the money. Oh, right, Jim, what are you doing? The last time you did this, it caused an issue, and you're doing it again.
I don't know who that is.
What do you mean you don't know who that is? Down that drink.
It's not happening.
Are you going to sing a song for them? Yes.
Actually,
Oh,
not.
yeah,
I
you're
can't
here.
sing.
Can you sing Manhattan? Get the lyrics.
It's not happening. I don't remember it. No one has come here to listen to band singing.
Right. Donate if you want to hear us.
No, don't please don't
No,
put
no.
any money in.
Sing Hot to Go.
H-O-T-T-O-G-O. You can take me home to go. Was that actually in the right key? Oh, banging. Improv love song for your better half, A minor.
Why would it be in A? Hey, what are you saying that I'm married to a minor? Right. Anyway, you're not impressing them with that sort of shit. You could sing When She Loved Me.
I don't remember any of these songs.
Just get some lyrics up. Right. You might have to take these dogs out of here.
No, she wants a cuddle, that's all. Get on.
H-O-T-T-O-G-R. I can't
Did
read.
that take you that long? It looks like it says cottage. For me, yeah?
It does, yeah. Or Chotogo. What's her favourite guitar that you
I don't
have?
know what guitars you own.
I've only got 3 guitars, so. Is John in a relationship with a minor? Check in, check complete, result inconclusive. Right. Fact boys gone way off
What is
rails
that?
again. What do you mean, what is
Is
that?
that Jim logged into another account?
I doubt it. I don't imagine that Jim could be in control of more than one account at a time.
Okay.
Your fact checker might be against you. It's calling into question whether Hamza is a real person as well. Because this whole thing is now in doubt. Oh wait, no, he's actually got uploads, so I reckon Hamza is real. The fact checker is neutral. It's neither against me nor for me. It just cares about the facts. Looks like the return of the John Cordy fact bot. Don't you dare call in. Nectaris probably enjoys nothing about my playing. Play a Corey Wong style funk, dance it up, mate.
Who's Nectarios?
There's a chap who comments quite a bit.
What does your wife enjoy about your playing in specific?
That
I
it
enjoy when he
stops.
stops. I was literally about to say that.
Right, they're all asking for vocals, mate.
No, they're not. That's one comment.
They are. Look, the chat is blowing up for you to sing, bruv.
I can't sing anymore.
You
I haven't
can.
sang in years.
Right, this is obscene. Yeah, sing something there. Hamza's saying it as well. Look.
What?
I don't know. What do you want to sing?
What can they actually hear?
Any song that you sing.
Is there any reverb on this?
Is there reverb on this?
Yeah.
Actually, I could put reverb on this.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Not on me.
Yeah, I can. You won't hear it, but actually, that's not coming through the speaker. But it will be for them.
Alright.
Want them to hear you with some reverb?
Sing Hey Jude.
Right, what do you want? Vocals from Israel. Right. Well, that
What
one,
have they
that
done?
one I'm pretty sure is Jim.
Okay.
There's so many comments asking you to sing, they're getting deleted. It's overflowing. Right, what do you want to sing?
I don't know.
Sing
what
that
you
Manhattan
say.
tune. It's beautiful.
I don't know it.
Yes, you do. What authority is that? Who on earth is Leroy?
Nothing said Leroy
You
then.
just got a notification from Leroy.
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking
Oh wait, you're making that up because we're all here.
Right. Not Ella Fitzgerald, Sarah.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it, buddy.
Ah. See, look, even Anton's saying yes, vocals please. And if Anton's not real, I don't know who is. This whole chat has been brought into question. Lonely in the Night. Yeah, you know that one.
I don't know what that is. I don't remember how this goes. This is going to be an awful life. You can have Manhattan. I know it's for the best. I'll gather up the avenues and leave them on your doorstep, and I'll tiptoe away so you won't have to say you heard me leave. You can have Manhattan. I know it's what you want. The bustle in the buildings, the weather in the fall, and I'll bow out of place to save you some space for somebody new. You can have Manhattan, 'cause I can't have you. There's another verse. You can have Manhattan, the one we used to share, the one where we were laughing, drunk on just being there. Hang on to the reverie. Could you do that for me? 'Cause I'm just too sad to. You can have Manhattan, 'cause I can't have you. This bit's loud.
Not yet.
Oh.
Just stand back slightly further.
And so it goes, one foot after the other, till black and white begin to color in. And I know that holding us in place is simply fear of what's already changed. Eva's enjoying this not. You can have Manhattan. I'll settle for the beach and sunsets facing westward with sand beneath my feet. And I'll wish this away, this missing the days when I was one half of two. You can have Manhattan, 'cause I can't have you. Ruben said, "Don't jump."
There you go. That's a song called Manhattan by Sarah Bareilles. The other one that's fun to do, You've Got a Friend, by banger.
Oh, I'm not singing anymore. The dogs
Wait.
are going to go mental.
Oof. Right.
The dog was on that.
Yeah, so was the Right, you better take this dog out of here, Lena, because she's going mental. They liked it. How does it feel to play an instrument for 30 years and be the second most talented in your house?
No one said that. Did you just make that up?
Hamza just said it.
Oh, thanks.
Keith just went live. Does Keith go live on a Tuesday? I should probably not be counter-programming then.
What
Go
does
watch
that
a
mean?
film.
Oh,
Fuck
you
what
shouldn't
work.
be on here if he's on there.
It made Jex cry.
Is that real?
I don't. It could be. The whole.
How do we know if people are real or if they're just Jim? No.
No, that one probably is April the 13th, 2020.
I don't know when Jim's just making fun of me.
It could be. He's always making fun of you, bro. It could be a premiere, or it could be... Doesn't he normally do Thursdays? Thoughts on EL84 amps? I don't think you need 84 of them.
What?
Personally, I
I
used to really like them. I think I prefer 6v6 these days.
Why is it so delayed on your video?
That's just the live, actual feed.
Oi!
Right, get them out of here because he's going mental. Say bye to the
Go
wife.
at me because I'm cuddling Eva and not him. Let's get him on video. Go on. Look, they both, everyone wants to see them all. Look.
They want you to sing another song, mate. Look, see, Chris is saying Chris bought the bath for Eredy. Okay, now John's going to sing.
Chris is.
All right, mate. He has unimpressive organs.
What does that mean?
I would have thought you'd know. Do I still have the Mesonomo? So that was the one
These comments are really delayed as well.
local Christian rock guitar. Is this real?
This is not real. Can we stop? Stop creating.
Trickful is definitely real.
Okay.
There's a bunch of these that I definitely know from because I recognise the names. I better not just stay on here. Local, yeah, I reckon. 2 for Tuesday.
What?
Do you got a friend? He is half Chihuahua, half
He's a
Minkin.
quarter.
He's a knobhead as well. Absolute knobhead. Right, can you stop?
Oh, it's a bit sad.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah, but it's in the unimpressive bit.
All right, but who
You
is?
want to be impressive, do you?
No, I'm not if it's a disease.
Well, it depends, doesn't it?
Right. Hamza saying song, You've Got a Friend in Me. Not now. Yeah, different one to that one, I think.
Oh, he's thinking of You've Got a Friend in Me. When you're down,
Hold on.
when you're down in trouble and you need some love and care, and nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest nights. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. Now ain't it good to know that you've got a friend? When people can be so cold, they'll hurt you and desert you and take your soul if you let them. So don't let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I'll come running to see you again. You're singing along. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will.
We'll do that again.
Got a
Do it with the Sarah thing.
I don't remember lines. Oh, winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You've got a friend. With a singing dog.
Yeah, banger. RAC advert. Right. Someone here is calling you an absolute weapon. His kid better be the next John Mayer. Which kid? Elodie.
We've only got one.
John Mayer, Elodie. Oh, right.
Turn into a John.
Get that dog out
Come
of
here,
here.
Eva.
Right, you can't say that, Lenny, and that's obvious.
Sorry. I just meant your name. You've got the name John.
Well, John Smith liked it. You have a lovely voice. Thanks, guys. I've been working on it.
Nemo thinks his voice is the best voice.
Is there reverb on the dog? There's reverb on everything. Let me bypass that. Cool. Right. Any questions about anything? Is Keith actually live? Any fret buzz? I don't set the action particularly low, but it's pretty nice, this one. Pretty light. Is yours light as well? Dan Drive, Bonk Drive. Have I ever played it? No. My favourite drive that I've heard anyone play is the Zoink. Why is John not singing Dissatisfaction 10 out of... Right, what are these dogs doing?
Just leave them alone.
Absolute
They've done
chaos.
one bark. They're not killing you.
They've done a lot of barks and squeaks.
Oh, have they? While I was not here or not?
While you were singing.
Nah, it's just a bit of singing along, that's all.
Right, Eva.
Should I take them upstairs?
Have I ever tried a Roland Blues Cube? No, not the ones. Those the ones that have. Oh, say bye, Lenny.
I'll come back down and I'll put them to bed and say bye then.
No, you say bye when they're here because you're not going to leave them up in the room, are you, bruv?
Am I not?
No, they'll bark.
Bye.
Cheers.
See you later.
Pete Cornish fuzzes
Enjoy.
are great. I've got one, the NG2. The one that I have is the NG2. Play Lenny. Is that? Oh, that's sad shape. I'm going to assume you're not Jim. Right. What's Keith's live stream on? How telecast the shape of objects. Cool. Is there an instrumental song that should have lyrics? Nah, if it's instrumental, keep it that way, I reckon. That's my opinion on stuff. An instrumental song is an instrumental song for a reason, mostly. As much as I love a sad song, sometimes stuff without any lyrics is also beautiful. Favorite George Benson song? Feel Like Making Love. I don't know if I can play it. Try and do the George Benson thing. The best musician I was ever in a room with, maybe Jonathan Kreisberg or Gilad Hexelman. I've been in a venue with Jacob Collier, but I think Kreisberg for me is maybe one of my favourites playing. That would be Kreisberg. Also his piano player, whoever that was at the time. Amazing. Best musicians I shared a stage with probably be Bill Banwell, who's Rag and Bone Man's bass player. I think he's an incredible bass player. Just incredible pocket and groove and stuff. I haven't heard Hans Zimmer Spider-Man. Should I be listening to that? Is that a good one? Some of Hans Zimmer's stuff I just find a little bit... I don't know, I really like the Tenet theme tune. I think, is that Hans Zimmer? It might not be. It's Nolan, isn't it? No, it's one of Hans Zimmer's sort of sidemen. What am I... Give Me the Night Light? Right, let me try it. It's not that, is it? I can't really do it. That's my vague attempt at... Oh, and then that middle eight part. so this is just a normal Helix floor. Playing is fluid when I'm spontaneously jamming. Is it not when I'm doing reviews? Basically my review videos are all first take anyway. The only difference is they're recorded to a click. Hey Harry, right, I'm gonna go for maybe like 10 minutes. The Player 2, really cool. This to me seems to be like a really pretty good value guitar, I would say. If anyone feels like using the old super chat, do feel free. I do really appreciate you guys coming in, checking in. This does have 9s on it at the moment, so they're a little bit lighter than maybe is ideal for me. Are the frets vintage size? I don't... They're not jumbo. I would say they maybe seem like 6 105s maybe. There you are, Jim. You want me to drink something? You hate tall frets? These definitely don't feel tall. I think the frets that feel taller for me are like on the Silver Sky, which I think are actually tall frets, right? Ugh, too much. For me, I find jumbo frets... Yeah, I drank some drink for you, Jim. Jumbo frets are often... I don't find they intonate so well, and they tend to, I find, go flat. As in, like, the tops of them go really flat. It's not even empty. Jim, I mean... What is going on? I had Lenny sing twice as well. That was something. There you go, it's empty. I'm just gassy on a stream now, aren't I? 15 quid. If you actually spent 15 quid, I probably owe you a coffee, mate. Not even in camera. Well, you should have said that before, shouldn't you, bud? in chat got an MXR Rockman. Love the video for that. Oh, saw the video. Yeah. Well, hopefully no one gets too annoyed at that one, but it just seems to me like... But apparently, RJ did leave a comment which was helpful. I think it just way outstripped the demand that people were expecting. What's the spanner in the chat? Don't call Jim a spanner. No, it means he's a moderator. Favorite chord shape? Or for a major chord? Quite like that. I really like this for like an altered sound. So that altered chord, hey Joe, hope you're well. It's like this, so you get like 7, 6, 5, and then 2 on the 3rd fret. So that it's like an E, and then you've got a sharp 5. And then a 7, and then also sharp 9. Harmonic minor scale, yeah, I'd be using it if it was like in a like in Old Love. No, I don't use the corner of the pick like the Nashville guys. I think, as someone who's quite into picks and stuff, I think the reason that they find it glances over the picks more is because it naturally angles. So if you hold your pick like this, it kind of angles the pick a bit, the shoulder of the pick. As you're holding it that way, it kind of just angles it naturally. So it's kind of like angling your pick, as folks normally do. E minor 7, sharp 5 is a bit easier. More like different function. Yeah, I think that's why they've happened across that being a thing. So if you angle your pick, you get quite a similar sort of tone and feel. cheers for stopping, guys. Best way to book wedding gigs. Get into a wedding band. What do I use for drums? I use Native Instruments Contact. Get to know wedding photographers. That's not a bad bet at all. And I think bands tend to play the same venues quite a lot. So if you can get to be like a supplier, a trusted supplier for a band, then that's kind of cool. Now, I use Session Drummer and also 80s Drummer, but I don't know if it's Abbey Road or not. Just Native Instruments Studio Drummer, I think is what it's maybe called. Yeah, if you want to leave a like and whatever, though it seems like you are losing it, please seek professional help, says Mutant Boy 8888.b. What am I losing? Yeah, it's 80s drum is what I'm using most of the time these days. Ethos Overdrive ever. There are a couple of videos probably with a Ethos Overdrive on the channel quite a while ago. I still have a Native Instruments Guitar Rig 3 physical pedalboard and garage. What can I use it for now? You could use it for a weapon. For instance, if there was someone sort of on your property. Other ideas, paperweight, if you needed to, say for instance there was a strong wind. Things like that. How was the fretwork from the factory? This one's good. No complaints. Tidy work. Had great latency. As in a lot of latency or not a lot. Could go down to 32 samples. I'm going to go and try and convince the wife to watch Justified. So I hope you guys have a good Tuesday. Go and check out Keith from 5 Watt World stream. Tell him I sent you. If you want, go and raid his chat. And yeah, I'll catch you in another video soon. I think tomorrow there's going to be a video on Standard versus the Player 2. Sneak peek, I've sold Standard 2. And there may be the AFD on the channel as well. If you're looking for backing tracks, then Deep Jimpact has you covered. And yeah, thanks to Lenny for getting involved singing. Thanks to you all for stopping by. And yeah, I'll see you next Tuesday potentially. I don't know, I might try and do a stream at some other point, maybe Saturday, because I don't have a gig. Cheers, Anton. Cheers, Pogoism1. I'm waiting for the sequel. And yeah, thanks so much for getting involved. You're welcome. See you next Tuesday. Thanks for not being horrible to me. Jim, can you deal with that? And yeah, thanks so much for stopping by. Jim, can you deal with that? Jim's asleep at the wheel. Recap the player 2. Yeah, good. Thanks, Jim. Recap the player 2. Okay. Yeah, you'll see it on the channel a bunch, I think. I've got a few videos to do with this. Thanks for being polite to Lenny. Yeah, it's always nice to not have people call a C word in chat. That's ideal. Cheers for stopping by. Stop delete. Any mention of Lenny is now getting deleted by the gym moderator bot has gone wild. Right, catch you later. Cheers, guys.